Good morning, everybody. My name is Andrew Bell. I'm with a company called White Jacobs & Associates, and I'm a senior credit analyst. First, I want to thank you guys for coming. I know you could be doing anything with your Saturday morning, but you chose to spend it with us, so I want to let you know I appreciate that. Now, White Jacobs & Associates is an attorney-based credit restoration company. So when people think of credit restoration, they either have a bad taste in their mouth or they figured out that there's these companies out there that are doing things that you could have done for free by yourself, okay? Now, the problem is that that's correct. There's 20,000 credit repair companies in the United States or more, last time I checked, and they all do things that you could do free by yourself. So why hire a credit restoration company? The truth is you want attorney representation. So if you have things like collections, charge-off, late payments, student loans, repossessions, these are all things that are going to hold your score down. They could either prevent you from qualifying for a home loan or at the best rate possible. So here's the deal. When you have attorney representation, we're going to force the creditors, collection agencies, and credit bureaus to prove that the accounts in your name on your bureaus are 100% perfect. If you get a speeding ticket, the burden of proof is on the prosecution. You don't have to ask them to delete it. They need to prove that it's correct. And if it's not 100% perfect, it has to come off, which is why we average about a 70 to 90% permanent deletion. And that's the difference between not getting a home and getting a home. And that's how you build good credit. Just kidding. It doesn't have to be that difficult, right? When people think about credit, it can be very complicated. There's a lot of algorithms. It's confusing. There's 3 credit bureaus. How is that stuff calculated? And that's what I want to share with you guys today, okay? It's not that hard. But first, we have to understand, have you been given the wrong information? Like I was when I was a kid, I was hearing things like credit cards are spending your money plus interest, or these large companies are going to take advantage of you, which is not the case, right? I come to find out that these large companies are trusting me with large amounts of money over long periods of time, and that's what good credit is. Now, I may have been born this attractive, but I wasn't born with some special information about how to succeed in the financial areas of life. So you need to understand the power of leverage and the power of your credit. But what's the difference between good and bad credit, okay? This is a credit scale. Most common credit score modules are going to go into between 300 to 850, okay? If you're on the low end of things, you probably don't have a whole lot of positive accounts that have been open for a whole long time, if any positive accounts. You're usually going to have a lot of derogatory accounts, late payments, medical bills, past due student loans, things of that nature. Now, if you have a very high credit score, that's probably because you have large accounts that have been open for long periods of time with little to, if any, derogatory information. You're diversified. How is your credit score calculated specifically? And it's done, and I want you guys to focus on the bottom here. And for ideally the best credit score possible, you want to have at least 2 years of positive payment history. You want to keep your credit card balances under 30% of their limit. You want to have credit that has been open for a long period of time, ideally. You also want to have the right ratio of credit cards to loans. You don't want to be like a teeter-totter. You don't want to be one-sided too heavy. And then you want to add things once every 2 years at minimum to make sure you're still in the game, because when accounts fall off or close, that will drop your credit score. If you are struggling with any of these items, even if it's just one of them, they could be affecting your score up to 100 points, and that could be dozens of thousands of dollars over the course of your home loan. So just one 30-day late payment as recent as last month could have dropped your score 110 points. If you are dealing with any of these other issues, some are easily fixed than others. If your credit card is at 50%, for easy math, if the balance is $500, your card's a $1,000 limit. If you pay it down to $250 or $299 even, you're going to see a drastic increase in your score, about 10 to 20 points, depending on the module again. Now, this is more specifically how credit's going to impact how much you're going to pay for your house if you could get approved for one. Now, if you have a 560, and I don't know anyone who could get a home loan at 560, you wouldn't even want to, because you'd be paying about $1,600 a month in your mortgage payment. This is going to be an example of a $250,000 home paid over 30 years, okay? Now, if you have a mild credit score, it's a little bit better, and if it's 700, which is good credit, okay, you're going to have a significantly more amicable payment. I believe as of yesterday, the 30-year fixed mortgage payment rate was 3.80, okay? So That's pretty close to where the great credit score is. But in order to get that rate, you have to have the good credit. For those of my number people, you'll save $25,000 for every point on your loan rate for every $100,000 borrowed over a 30-year mortgage. So about every 20 points, you're going to see a significant dip in what you're going to be paying monthly. Okay. I don't know if you guys noticed, but the difference between getting approved with bad credit and getting approved with good credit is going to be significant. Okay. I don't know about you guys, but I would rather buy a Ferrari and set it on fire than have to give that away in extra mortgage payments when I wouldn't have had to. Okay. And this chart is extremely important. And when I give people this figure, they think I'm lying. This is proof that we have the lowest interest rates in 5,000 years, recorded history. And I don't want you to believe me. I want you to look it up yourself because it's the truth. We are in the eye of the perfect storm, and right now is the perfect time to get approved for a home loan. So you need to talk to Lucas immediately to see if you qualify now before things change, presumably in the near future. Okay? So now is the time for you to take action to get into your American dream and prevent it from being the American nightmare. Again, everybody, thank you so much for having me. My name is Andrew Bell, White Jacobs and Associates again. If you have any questions whatsoever, you can meet with me after this speech, or you can contact me directly. I'm available Monday through Friday, and if you reach out to me, I can give you my personal information so you can contact me on the weekends. Again, everybody, thank you so much for having me. I'd be happy to answer any questions.